DreAllDay.com.
DreAllDay.com, balloverseas.com, overseasbasketballblueprint.com. I got a lot of websites. But anyway, the topic we're addressing here today is what are the best playing styles, the optimal playing styles to best position you to have a fruitful career as a professional basketball player. Now, I've touched on this subject before when I talked about the best position to play when it comes to playing overseas. And in that content, whether you heard an audio or video, or maybe you read an article that I wrote about it, is that overseas coaches, a coach once told me this, that players had to be able to solve the problems, specifically when we're talking about pro teams that only sign one import player. An import player is a player who is not from whatever country you're in. So if you're playing in Germany, any player who's not from Germany is being imported from wherever into Germany. An import player, if they sign you, they have to make a bigger investment in you because there's probably a licensing fee they got to pay to the league just for the right to bring you in. Then they have to fly you in. They got to pay for your travel. They don't have to pay for travel everybody else. They can just drive from wherever they are. They got to pay for your housing. Maybe an additional charge cost for them, just for you personally. And then they got to pay your salary, whatever that happens to be. And then if they mess up, they make a mistake by hiring the wrong player and you just end up to be not good. Now they got to eat all that investment, and now they got to do it again and find somebody to replace you. So they want to find that player who can solve as many problems as possible. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So a team that needs outside shooting and ball handling and a good defender and somebody who's a leader, they're looking for a player who can do all those things. They're not going to settle for 1 out of the 4 if they can find someone who has 3 out of the 4. So a player who can kind of do it all, so to speak, and do it all well, that is the best type of player to be. But when it comes to playing style, the analogy works exactly the same, or the metaphor works exactly the same. You want to be the type of player who can play any type of style and still help a team no matter what is asked of you. Maybe you'll be on a team where you're expected to be the leading scorer, and the leading scorer might not be 35 points a game like James Harden. The leading scorer on your team overseas might be 15, 16 points a game. That's the leading scorer. That may be what they ask of you. That doesn't mean you're getting the ball all the time either. It doesn't mean they're running the offense through you every single play. It just means you're the one who happens to score the most points. You might touch the ball just as much as everybody else, the same amount, but you just happen to score the most points because you're the quickest or the most athletic, or you're just the most aggressive when you get the ball, whatever the situation happens to be. You want to be a player who can fit that style. They need scoring. What they need a player who's just a defensive stopper. If you score, you score. They don't even need you to score any points because they already have their scores, but they need a really athletic, versatile player who can lock up on defense from all different positions. If you can be that will create an opportunity for you, or if you can do that in addition to some other things, obviously. So a player who can do a bunch of things. So scoring might be one thing, being a lockdown defender might be one thing. A player who can stretch the floor. I mean, you all watch basketball, even though what happens in the NBA is not always exactly what's happening overseas, but a player who can stretch the floor and knock down open shots at any level of basketball anywhere in the world, that player will always have some opportunity somewhere. It doesn't mean every team's going to want to sign you, but somebody somewhere always wants a player who can stretch the floor and open up space. And we all know that 3 points is worth more than 2 points. So if you can knock down a 3-point shot consistently and hopefully be competent in every other aspect of the game, even when you're not knocking down 3-point shots, that will create an opportunity. But I'm telling you all these different elements, you put all these together. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to do one of these. I'm telling you, you may want to combine multiples of everything I'm saying here. Maybe a team needs a ball handler, someone who can get the team into their offense, run the offense, be a leader, put everybody in their right spots offensively, be the head of the team defensively at the point of attack, slow down the other team's point guard who's trying to do the exact same thing, take care of the ball, not turn the ball over too much, create open shots for teammates who may not be good at creating their own shot, but you can help them get their own shot because you're that good of a guard that you create space for everyone else so they don't have to. Think of somebody like a Steve Nash or a Chris Paul. Again, I'm using NBA examples, but there are plenty of players who play overseas who are great at doing these things. They do them in their own ways, but being that type of player who can handle the ball. Being a versatile, athletic type of player. As I talked about already, a player who can kind of, in a pinch, go down in the paint and defend a big man, and then the next play bring the ball up on offense, then the next play make an athletic finish at above the rim, to score some points, and then the next play make an athletic stop on defense to block somebody's shot and then corral the rebound, and then lock down the other team's leading scorer and get a steal, and then make an open three-pointer. A player who could kind of do a little bit of everything, but you do a little bit of everything, you're pretty good at doing those things. So you're not just average at them, but you're pretty good at doing a little bit of everything. And again, being good is relative, depending on the league you're playing in and who you're playing against. But being that type of player can put you in a position to be a highly coveted individual for a certain team or in a certain league when it comes to your playing style. Now, overall, we step out of the individual playing styles that I was just describing. We talk about 5-on-5 playing styles, just being able to fit into a team system. Again, those of you players out there who have been seasoned and groomed in basketball through playing in pro-am leagues and recreational leagues and pickup games where it's basically whoever has the ball gets to go one-on-one and do whatever they want. Understand that overseas you're not going to be able to play like that. So you need to know how to play even when you don't have the ball. Learn how to play and be an effective member of the team even when the offense is not being run through you, even when you're not getting too many shots, even when 10 points is a big game for you offensively, but you're used to in your summer leagues scoring 25, 35 points. Can you adjust mentally and be okay with the fact that you're getting 10 points, not getting many shots, but it's helping the team win? That's a mental challenge that it sounds very simple for players who are on the outside looking in, but when you get on the inside, you'll notice that there are players who can't deal with that. There are players who can't handle not having the ball in their hands all the time. They don't know what to do when they don't have the ball in their hands because they're used to always having it. They mope and they slouch when they're not getting the ball as much as they want to, or somebody else is getting touches, or things are just not going the way that they want them to go for themselves personally. Those players end up out of jobs. Those players end up getting fired simply because they can't fit into the team concept. As I've said many times here, and you will hear anyone else tell you, overseas basketball is a much more team-oriented game. So you got to be out there willing and able to play a team-oriented style that is not going to be based around you, not based around your touches or your points per game or any of the things that you grow up seeing in American basketball, the culture of American basketball that emphasizes the individual. The overseas game emphasizes the team. So again, you could be an individual and score 40 points a game in the summer. When you go back overseas in the fall, be able to adjust into that other style. And if you're not a person who can switch back and forth like that, then get used to the team style. Because the team style, listen, even though the 40 points a game in the summer leagues will get you a lot of attention or get you a bunch of social media followers, the team style that you play overseas during that season, that'll get you a career and it'll get you paid. So you got to ask yourself which one you want more. Do you want the money or do you want the social media fame? Because you can't eat social media followers, but you can eat with money. So that's why you need to understand the emphasis and the importance of this team game thing that I'm talking about here, because it can take you a long way and it can mean a huge difference between whether you get a job, lose a job, keep a job, get dropped from a job, get even looked at for a job, or can't even find a job. All based on your reputation, based on your playing style, based on what's on your game film. If you have any game film or whatever game film you can come up with, all of these things get factored in. So keep all this in mind. So the best playing style to play basketball overseas is the versatile, can do a little bit of everything style, and do not expect to be James Harden or Kyrie Irving or whoever you think is a person who just scores all the points. Don't expect to be that if you're going to be playing overseas in most places. That's the playing style that works best. For those of y'all who do not know, all these episodes are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, all the podcasting platforms. It is called the Overseas Basketball Blueprint Podcast. And if you are watching this on YouTube or wherever, you can make sure you subscribe on the podcast app. So please leave a review, especially on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review, leave a rating. Let people know what the show is about, how you're getting value from it, what challenges you had, and how those challenges have been resolved based on the game that I've been dropping on you here on this show. Definitely means a lot to us to know that this game is helping y'all out. This is what keeps us going, to know that we're giving you game that's actually helping you improve. And if you have not yet gotten your copy, you haven't claimed your copy of the free book, the Overseas Basketball Blueprint, that's a physical 237-page book I will mail to your doorstep. We just mailed out 25 of those this past weekend. Go to balloverseas.com. Just tell us where to ship your free copy. The book is already paid for. You take care of the shipping. That's balloverseas.com. Get your free copy of the book, the Overseas Basketball Blueprint. This is the podcast, Overseas Basketball Blueprint. Work on your game. Dre all day.